it going? Welcome to the new series of videos that I'm going to be putting out called The Indestructible Life, which is taken out of Hebrews, I think. The power of an indestructible life is what I'm going to be talking about in all these videos that I'm going to be making. Starting with this one, which is an introduction of who I am. So come take a ride with me. My name is Brian, and I am a citizen of the United States of America. I am a father of two amazing teenage girls, the husband of an unbelievably amazing woman. I'm a worship pastor. I am a music producer. I'm a songwriter. I'm an artist, musician. That's what I do. I make music. That's my calling, is to know God, to make Him known primarily through my music. I'm gonna hold my phone here because it's like bouncing around all over the place. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to be making some videos that are going to be addressing what I have come to realize are hard topics that people don't want to talk about. They don't want to think about them, actually, because they're afraid that if they press into the topics, that the answer on the other side that they come to, they will not like, and they won't know how to handle it. And so for me, the way the Lord has built me, I'm super inquisitive about everything. He's made me, because my dad is a brilliant engineer guy, he's given me that engineer mind. And so I deconstruct everything because I want to know how everything is made, how everything works. But he's also made me a worshiper, so that's the artist side in me. So everything, like when I see it and when I see how it's made, I'm in awe. I'm in awe. And so wonder, like awe and wonder, is always on me, basically. So like I can look at the sky and see God's handiwork, and it really affects me. So, but because I'm the engineer kind of guy that needs to know things, all of the big questions in life, I have not been able to just dismiss. I haven't been able to do that at all. And so I've had to press into them because I have to know. And because of my faith, I mean, I've been walking. So I met Jesus when I was in high school. Jesus is a person. The God of the Bible is real. He is a person. It is not a religion. Christianity is not actually a religion. It's an actual relationship with a living person who is the God who made us. And I met him in high school, and I've been walking with him in relationship for about 33 years or something like that. I forget how long. I haven't calculated it out, actually. But a long time. And because I've been serious about my faith, and because I'm serious about following him, and because, and here it is, because I believe that he's over all. And when I mean all, when I say all, I mean all. Because he's over all, there is no question that is above and outside of him. So all questions have their answers in his all. And so if you really believe that, you can have the confidence to press into any, and I mean any question. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on these videos in this here channel, which I am calling The Indestructible Life. Again, why is it called that? Because if you're in the Lord, if you're walking with Him, the worst thing that can happen to you is death. And even death for a believer is an upgrade. I know that's crazy to hear, that that phrase, death is an upgrade. But it actually is. I mean, oh my garage, I can't even tell you how ready I am to go home. Like I said, man, the more that I haven't said this yet, the more you walk with the Lord, the closer your soul and your spirit get drawn up toward heaven and away from this earth. But, paradoxically, the more effect you have here on this earth. Because your relationship with God is the very basis of and power of your effectiveness here on the earth. So if you're walking with the Lord, that is the basis of your ministry. It's in direct relationship, in other words. So anyway, what am I going to be talking about, you may ask? Well, thanks. I'm glad you asked. I'm going to be talking about things like, can you hear the voice of God? Are miracles and the great moves of God, are they for today or have they ceased? What about the dinosaurs? Like, doesn't evolution prove that the Bible's wrong and that there is no God? What about aliens? Do they exist? And if so, what are they? What about evil and suffering? What about the exclusivity of the Christian faith? How can people say, or how can Jesus say that he's the only way to God? What else? Supernatural. Well, of course, most of what I'm talking about is rooted in and originates in the supernatural. So supernatural warfare, spiritual warfare, in other words. What is that? Is that a thing? Right? Here's a big one. Can Christians, people who profess to know Jesus, can they be demonized? Can they be mastered by demons? Not possessed, but mastered by them. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about all of these things. Why? Because I have the hope of glory within me and I want to share it. And because I've done the excruciating at times hard work of going to find these answers to these questions, I have come up to every single one of them. I have come up to what Tim Keller has called, and I love this phrase. Gosh, I love it. These answers that I've come to, that I have found, have explanatory, and here's the word, power. They have explanatory power. In other words, power is a force, right? So when you have something that has explanatory power, it has, in other words, the answer that you're looking for has the power, has the actual force, the power to take you from where you were that you maybe didn't want to be or didn't realize you didn't want to be to a place where you want to be. It has that power. Answers in the Lord have that effectual power. So they have explanatory power. I can't tell you how many times I've pressed into these questions, the big questions I'm talking about. I've pressed into them, and I'm like everybody else, man. I've been like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna find on the other side of this question. But I can't stay here, and I have to know. So, and I trust God. Okay, I trust God 110,000%, and I believe He's over all. So, I can't tell you how many times I've pressed into the question, and I've come out on the other side, almost laughing, because I'm like, wait, what? That's the answer? Like, what the heck, dude? Of course, that makes so much sense. Like, why? Of course, I know why. Because the enemy, God's enemy, that's his job, right? He feeds lies to culture and society. So we have an enemy who's perpetuating and has perpetuated lies upon lies for thousands of years regarding all these things. And so we as a culture and humanity believe them wholesale. Meanwhile, the Word of God probably has something to say otherwise against it. And gosh, I've come to these places where I'm like, man, that makes so much sense. And then you start to see it unfold before your very eyes, and you're like, I know why that's happening. That happened? Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me because it says it right here, right? For example, like, what is going on in our world today? Like, let me just go ahead and give you a little preview. The Bible is true. And it is true entirely, from cover to cover. It is the inspired, inerrant, without error, words of the living God. And I know that many people do not believe that, and that's fine. But as I said, I've been studying that thing and walking with the Lord for like over 30 years. And let me tell you this, the Bible is, without question, the singular lens through which viewing this existence makes this existence make sense. In other words, the Bible explains our existence perfectly. It does. I promise you. Which is why anybody who's watching this right now, who's been walking with the Lord a long time, who knows the Bible, reads the Bible, studies the Bible, they know that the days that we're living in do not come as a surprise. None of what's happening is shocking. None of it. Like the fact that the world is collectively losing their marbles, not a surprise, right? So, going back to the reason why I'm going through all this, the reason why I'm addressing all these questions, and I've got like, I don't know, almost 50 topics, 49 as of today, that I'm going to be talking about. The reason why I'm doing it is because you can have hope in these crazy days, because they are crazy. These days are insane. And as a believer who studies the Bible, loves the Word of God, they're not surprising to me at all. And I can find joy and peace in the presence of the Lord, because He's already told me who wins. And that's Him. And so, my friend, join me on this journey to be encouraged. You do not have to fear in these latter days. And let me tell you something. This is big. Watch this now. Turn signal. Okay, I don't know where it went off, but my phone's kind of overheating, so I'm gonna have to shut things down. But basically, here's another reason why I'm making these videos. Because in these last days, you had better know where you stand on all of the crazy and mysterious things. Because as we go along in the near future, things are going to happen on this earth that will throw you into an existential crisis. You will not know what to believe about yourself, about God, and about what the heck is happening. I believe 100% that's about to occur here on the earth. And I think you need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt where you stand. So come join me. Join me on my rides as we talk about the life that is indestructible. That's the life that is lived with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Period. End of sentence. Love you guys. And see you in the next one.